For many years, cloud-native strategies in the telecom industry were reserved for plans, slideware and meetings. But now they're a reality, driven in particular by the evolution of 5G plans to the next critical stage. To find out more, I'm talking with Danielle Royston, CEO and founder at Telco DR and acting CEO at public cloud-based telecom software vendor Totogi. Danielle, great to talk with you again. Thanks very much for joining us. Now, a few months ago, Totogi joined AWS Marketplace, a move we reported on here at TelecomTV. What's particularly eye-catching is the entry-level pricing. Service providers can start using the Totogi charging system for just $0.01, 1 penny, for the first 500 million transactions per month. That seems extraordinary. How does that work out? What's the business plan here?
Yeah, well, so that's absolutely true. Totogi is now available on AWS Marketplace, and Amazon, true story, made us charge a penny, something. We had to charge something for it. And we made it available for just 1 penny. And you're correct. We offer a free tier, and then that's where the pricing kicks in. But I think really what I wanted to focus on today was showing CTOs and CXOs at telcos, but that really is going to be the true test of cloud native software. And, obviously you can look under that hood, you can look at the technology, but the true test is the pricing, right? And so for us, Totogi, it's much more like a Salesforce product than it is like a client server legacy monolithic system that you've seen previously in telco. And so this is a pretty radical shift. I call that software as a service, SaaS. We're obviously trying to make charging as a service a thing. But the distinction with Totogi is that it's multi-tenanted, available only in the public cloud. We manage the entire stack for you. And so there's not an expensive Oracle database. We're using cloud databases. We're using all the goodness of the public cloud. And that really allows us to drive down our costs, obviously, to produce the software. And therefore, the price to the telcos, it's eye-popping. And we're really trying to demonstrate that this is the new way to price software, is eye-poppingly affordable.
Now, telcos are starting to shift their 5G rollouts beyond the radio access network, which is only one, albeit important, part of the 5G equation. Is this the time for them to be thinking about cloud-native business support systems such as the one developed at Totogi?
Absolutely. And so as 5G is written towards a cloud-native standard, Totogi is a cloud-native product. And so absolutely, CXOs should be looking for cloud-native systems, both BSS and otherwise, to start to roll out their 5G network. But let's look at something that has happened very recently in the news, and that is the spectrum auction that just occurred in India. I love looking at India and using it as an example because they have the needs of a tier 0 telco, right? Tons of scale, talking about 1 billion subscribers in that country, right? But some of the lowest ARPU in the world, right? And so that dichotomy is very difficult to find software that can handle that scale, but also be at a price that those telcos are really attracted to and like. And I think this is where Totogi is a really great example. We have put out benchmarks that Totogi can scale to 1 billion subscribers. So that would be one single instance for the entire country of India for all the telcos, right? Starting at a penny, as we just discussed, and scaling up paid by the use. It's perfect for places like India who have this dichotomy of huge scale with low ARPU. And so as we see other software companies really build out cloud native systems, I think the big winners not only will be big telcos like you see in India, but also the smaller telcos that are looking for really world-class software at a price that they can grow into and afford.
Okay, now we mentioned earlier that the Totogi charging system is available on AWS. What's the advantage to telcos if they buy their functions and systems through the AWS Marketplace?
Yeah, so we've been reporting for some time now that the telcos have been signing up strategic arrangements with the various hyperscalers. And with that often comes annual minimum commit. And what's really attractive about the AWS Marketplace, and Google has one, as does Azure, is an ability for the telco to consolidate their spend. In the case of AWS Marketplace, your spend on systems like Totogi that exist in that marketplace contribute towards that annual commitment that the telco may have with, let's say Amazon. And so that's really convenient. Obviously, the billing now will go through one account. And so you're consolidating the complexity of your procurement process all through AWS. And so we're really excited about it. We think it's a great opportunity. I saw recently that Amdocs joined AWS Marketplace as well. And I think we're going to see other vendors joining that marketplace as well.
So how can telco CTOs be sure they're selecting truly cloud native products when they go to places like AWS Marketplace?
Yeah, I think there's one simple test. Like I said before, it's all about the pricing. And so I just talked about the Amdocs entry into AWS Marketplace. And so let's look at the Amdocs listing. They too are adding their price and being very transparent. I think that's a really great addition to this new way of thinking with the cloud, transparent pricing. And so Amdocs has their product listed. They have it listed for 400,000 US dollars for up to 100,000 subscribers. So that's working out to be about $4 a subscriber. But recently I was perusing their 2021 annual report. And when you look at their mix of revenue is about 40% product to 60% services. And so using that same math, you can see the fine print here as well on their listing that other fees may apply, that every order is custom. And so using the math from their annual report, you should expect about 60% of your total price to be in the form of services. So that's going to work out to be about $1 million for this Amdocs 100,000 user product. And so that's working out to be about $10 a user. And that math again works out as well using their largest customer as a benchmark, right? AT&T famously spends about $1 billion, about 20 to 25% of Amdocs' total revenue. And they have about 100 million subs, a little bit more than that. And so again, they're spending about $10 a subscriber as well. And so what we're seeing here is the old way of pricing hasn't really changed for Amdocs as they move to the public cloud. Still about $10 a sub. But then you look at products like Totogi that's coming in with a cent, right? We're going to probably work out to be $1 a sub, right? It's still, it's 10% of Amdocs price. I think that's great news for telcos around the world. I love that pricing. I'm sure it makes it a no-brainer for telcos around the world to start to adopt truly cloud-native products like Totogi.
Okay, well, a very interesting extrapolation of the figures there. I'm sure that's something that will be talked about around water coolers and digital water coolers in the next couple of days and months, I'm sure, as more and more companies go onto AWS Marketplace and cloud native pricing becomes much more of a talking point. So Danielle, great to talk to you again. Thanks very much for joining us, and look forward to speaking to you again in the future here digitally, but also, of course, in person.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to participating in the Great Telco Debate in person in December in London. And so look forward to seeing you soon, Ray. Take care.